infuriating, it's inescapable, and once again, it is the #1 concern of LA County residents. We are talking about traffic.
That's right. A new study shows more of us worry about traffic and congestion than anything else. That includes crime, the economy, or finding a decent place to live. KCAL 9 political reporter Dave Bryan has the results and reaction of this new survey. Dave?
Juan, Lena, that's hardly a shock that Angelenos and people who live in and around Southern California are not happy about the traffic and congestion. I would have been shocked if it had been otherwise. This is the 5 freeway behind me. You can see it's moving pretty well right now, but I guarantee you just a few hours ago it didn't look like this and things were not moving like this. In fact, when it comes to rush hour in and around LA, there's plenty of misery to be spread around. On many nights, one of those commuters out there stuck in Southern California's eternal traffic jams, there's Thomas Lynch, who figures he spends about 3 hours every day driving back and forth to work.
Each way, 3 hours.
3 hours a day?
Yes.
So that's like 15 hours a week.
Right, exactly. About $600 a month.
You really haven't figured out.
I haven't figured out, I'm telling you.
Lynch keeps close tabs on his commuting time and expenses. So does student Lilac Atassi, who spends 10 or more hours a week commuting to college. She says her biggest concern living in Southern California is the traffic and congestion.
Because time is money. I mean, I would rather be doing something beneficial to myself. I mean, it's time taken out of my life.
Lilac and Thomas are not the only ones who spend 10 or more hours commuting in their cars every week. In fact, a new USC Dornsife LA Times poll shows that more than half those who live in LA County, 55%, name traffic and congestion as their #1 concern about living here. Far more than those who said they're most concerned about crime, making ends meet, or unaffordable housing. That could be good news for supporters of the Metro commuter rail system. And this week, one of the flurry of bills signed into law by Governor Brown would clear the way for a 2016 ballot proposition that would impose a half-cent increase in the county's sales tax. The money would be used to continue construction of the Metro system after the funding approved by voters in 2008 runs out. The decision to actually put this issue on the ballot hasn't been made yet, but all indications are it will be there in November 2016. Chiropractor Ed Simon, who spends about 7.5 hours a week commuting, says he thinks it's a good idea.
I think the only long-term answer is figuring out a way to get people on public transportation. I think the problem we have is the transition from our cars to the public transportation, that last mile, and I think they need to figure something out.
And so do Lilac and Thomas.
So I think it's an option that is really good and that's on the ballot. I think it will be a good idea.
If we work more on the public transportation and make it better and cleaner and more safe, maybe, yeah, I mean, I think it's a great idea.
So again, a lot of support here tonight. And in fact, 3 times in recent history, LA County voters have approved half-cent sales tax increases in 1981, 1991, and as we mentioned, 2008. But again, this has not been put on the ballot yet, and to pass it will require a 2/3 majority, and that's never easy to get. We're live in Stevenson Ranch. Juan, Lena, back to you.
All right.